because if you know me, you know that I love to cook. And also, you know that I'm suffering from cabin fever, so I'm a little bored. So here I am, making this video of me cooking today's lunch. Now, you know, we know that I love to cook from scratch so we can get an elaborate meal and I love to feed people. However, when you translate all that passion into Canadian currency in another country, it's a whole different world, so to speak, right? So today I decided, why not show you what I'm doing, since, you know, have a little nifty webcam, got a little nifty kitchen. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so today we are making tamarind barbecue wings. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Yes, see? You can be on a budget and still afford fancy things to eat, and I think that's great. Now, we're going to... So the tamarind barbecue chicken wings, I should say they're chicken wings, they start with these. Now, these are chicken wings, and I got them for $3 at the Halal grocer just across the road. And what you can see is, well, this is a little baby chicken leg, this is a little baby chicken wing, and the two ways you can do it. I don't have a chopper, so I made them split it in two and take off the tips. And then you get them just like this as individual wing pieces. This is kind of what the is it the number 4? This is kind of what the barbecue wings at KFC look like before they put the secret spices and seasonings on it. But this is not KFC, this is Teniel's Kitchen, so don't expect that. And I'll be revealing my spices to you, so yeah? Good. Now, the next step is we're going to season these lovely wings before we barbecue them. This is a very easy process, and it's to show you that you can have really tasty food and it's really affordable. So this is $3 for these wings, right? And of course, the ingredients that you're going to season with them, you're going to be able to use them so many more times. And you can buy more wings, and the ingredients will get you probably about 10 number 4s, whereas if you were to, you know, buy them at KFC, well, the value would be greatly increased. So what we're going to do is, we have the wings, and I'm going to just show you what the ingredients are for the meal. We have some Cajun seasoning here, which cost me about 79 cents, and I've had it for more than a month, and I've only managed to use roughly about half of it, or a little bit less than half. We have some dried chili peppers here, which are an amazing ingredient for spice and flavor. But if you're not into pepper, you can skip them. I don't mind that. We have tamarind chutney sauce, which is really great. And tamarind is very, very flavorful, and it blends well with most things, and it goes well with most meats, particularly pork. Take some tamarind, a nice pork loin, season it up nicely, put it in the oven, baste it with some tamarind chutney sauce, and serve that up with white rice, rice and peas, mashed potatoes, steamed vegetables. You will be well fed. This also goes very, very far if you are vegetarian. It goes so well. You can add it to your curries if you're doing curried potato, pumpkin takari, with a little bit of tamarind there, of course. So it's anything. It works. It really works. Invest in tamarind. Do not think it's just for balls. It's not just for balls. It's great for food. It's great for food. It's great for food! Right. Then I have some Kraft garlic barbecue sauce, which I am also using, and I've used it a couple times before, but it's also a great ingredient. And then I'm using a little bit of sugar to cut just a small bit amount of the tang, and I'm using a wee bit of lychee juice. But you don't have to, because you can actually just buy your favorite barbecue sauce, have your seasoning and your chicken, and that's basic. I'm me, so I have to amp things up a bit. And of course, your salt. Can't cook without salt. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to season our chicken. So here's our chicken here, and if you watch closely, I'm not a big salt person, so I'm not gonna put too much salt in there. And then there's also a lot of flavor in the sauce, so there's some salt. And here is our Cajun seasoning here. And this is basically what you would call a dry rub. And this would apply if you're doing this on the grill. If you're not in college and you happen to see this video and you do happen to afford a grill, or if you're a college student who happens to be renting with a group of friends a house, and you put together and you have a grill in the backyard, that's a great way to live the experience that you want to have. So we put that in there, and then we are going to mix it up. And because I'm handling this equipment here, I don't want to put my hands in the meat. Normally I put my hands in the meat. Many people can vouch for that. But for this, I'm using this spoon here. And sometimes we like to overdo it. So here we go. And when I put this camera down, which I'm holding in my other hand, I am actually going to use my hands. Like I said, some people don't like a lot of pepper. I don't use too much of it on this particular time because there's actually a little bit of spice in the tamarind chutney. But you can also just get plain tamarind sauce to use. You don't have to get the tamarind chutney sauce, and that doesn't have any spice in there at all. We will put it on the stove. See how that. Turn that bad boy on. Now, there's always the option of obviously deep frying, which is clearly a much faster process, but also uses more oil, which is on a college student's budget could be considered quite expensive, don't you think? There's a little water in the pan because we just recently washed it for the purposes of this video. So we're just waiting to get warm and just washing them. Waiting for that water to dry out so we can add the oil. And good to go. Okay. So frying pan looks about ready. We have our oil, which costs about $2. And we've had this oil since the beginning of February. So that lasted us a month. Primarily because I hasn't been that much frying taking place. I normally stew, steam, bake, but I try to use as little oil as possible. Yeah, but sometimes fried food, it won't kill you. We need fat to survive, don't nobody tell otherwise. A good way to sense the heat in a pot is how long you can hold your hand over it. Now, if something is too hot, you probably can't hold it there longer than 3 to 5 seconds. If something is warm, you can hold your hand there for a while. You can also hold your hand after a while to, if you know the temperature that you've been working with, you can hold your hand and you can say, okay, it's getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. Now, because they're dried chili peppers on my seasoning, I don't want the oil to get too hot, so I actually have it on medium heat. And also they're chicken wings, so they cook pretty quickly. So you don't want to put it too hot and you end up burning the outside and the inside isn't ready yet. So based on the temperature that I have here, I can feel the heat actually spreading around the pan. I can feel it on the edges now, as far as I'm feeling it in the center. So now I know that the pan is ready for me to add my chicken wings. And I'm going to do this by hand. If you're not comfortable with that, you don't have to. And that sizzle is a little bit more than I want, so I'm going to turn it down. All my legs in there. in my bowl, I'm gonna add about a third to a quarter cup, quarter cup to a third barbecue sauce. Then we're gonna add some chutney, tamarind chutney to that. It really has a very strong flavor, so you don't need to add too much. How much it is? And I'm gonna add just a little bit of lychee juice. You don't want to add too much because actually it functions as a more flavorful sweetener. And after I taste it, I'm going to decide if I want to add a little bit more, if I want to have sugar. The key to this dish is it needs to be really sticky. Hold on. Alright. Well, it doesn't look like a lot of barbecue sauce, but it's how you use it that's going to make it stretch and cover all of your chicken. I might forego the sugar on this one. I'm not completely sure. I'm just gonna use a knife because you know, if you're feeding people, you don't want to use your hand. In case it has a nice sweet balance, and a little bit of time has passed now. It's a nice sweet balance. I think I want a little bit more chutney in mine. I'm gonna add some more chutney. This is not the easiest thing to do with one hand, might I just say. Alright. Now, we're going to start giving our chicken pieces their first turn here. And don't the nice brown color. Nice sizzle that we're getting on them. So this is coming together pretty good. You're going to transfer the chicken. There's the fried chicken ready and waiting to be stuffed. Beautiful sauce. You're going to transfer the chicken directly from the pot. Start with this wing here. Into the sauce, which may sizzle a bit. And then you just roll it around. And look at that. It's a beautifully coated piece. Barbecue chicken wing. And that little bit of heat is going to just cook that barbecue sauce just. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that gorgeous plate of homemade barbecue wings. And that took us roughly about half an hour. And we spent probably about 10 Canadian dollars. And we can spend another $3 on chicken, and we'll have those seasonings for weeks and months to come. So that's the college kitchen and cooking on a budget.